everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kat, and for today we're going to be taking a look at two indie brands that are new to my channel. One of them is not a new indie brand, but new to my channel, and the other one is a new indie brand. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to start a new series, also new, on my channel, where I'm hoping for once a week, but at a minimum once every other week, I'm going to be featuring 1 to 2 newer indie brands to my channel, so that way you guys can see some new brands, see what all is out there, see for eyeshadows if there's different consistencies that you might prefer over others. And so we're just going to be taking a look at all of that. But for today, we have one palette that is from Wenzdae Cosmetics, and it's the new Blood Moon palette. She is a brand new company. Let's take a look at this color story on the inside. Very, very interesting color story. Definitely some deeper matte shades and some deeper metallics. And then we have one iridescent shade and one silver foil. So that's going to be really interesting to kind of use some of those shades and see how they perform. I am very interested to see, especially with this red shade, if it's going to be as dark as it appears in the palette, just because I feel like for it to be like a really good Halloween type palette, you want the shades to be deeper. And then the other indie brand that we're going to be taking a look at is Kristen Leigh Cosmetics, and I have all of these shades, 9 different shades for us to take a look at, and they're all shimmers, and so it's going to be very interesting to see how those play out. And so my plan is, after we swatch everything, I'm going to try and do a combination look where I use things from both the palette and the single shades to just kind of bring it all together. So I am excited to see what we come up with for that. So let's just jump right into the swatches. All right, so we're gonna swatch the palette first. So let's jump right in. First shade is going to be a matte shade Obscure, which is a deeper, definitely deeper red, almost borderline maroon, but has enough of a red kick still to where I would keep it just on the deep red, between a maroon and a cranberry. Also super duper pigmented on that. That was one swatch, did not go super heavy into the pan, and it was immediately opaque. So very nice first impression of that matte shade. Then we have what looks to be a purple satin shade to me. This is the shade Node. Okay, a little bit lighter of a purple, almost neon-y in nature, but very beautiful. And I would say not a full metallic, but also definitely more than just a satin shade. So very, very nice. I really like that purple shade. I think that's actually super duper pretty. So I have a feeling I'm gonna wanna incorporate that in today's look. All right, then we have another one of the same formula style as that purple one that is Sanguine, and this looks like another deeper red shade. Okay, not quite as deep as this one. This is more of definitely just a straight red. That is very pretty. Gives a decent amount of reflect, but I would also say not quite a full metallic, but also not a satin either. Both of them I would say are halfway between. Then we have a deep navy, what also appears to be between a satin and a metallic, Occultation. And there's that guy. Yeah, I would say same formula as these other two. I would imagine I would just chalk it up to being a light metallic. Also very, very nice. Almost has a little bit of a gray base to it, and so it's pulling a bit more grungy of a navy because of that, which is really, really nice. Then we have that matte orange shade, which is Saros. Also very, very nice, decently pigmented, comes across a bit more neon-y in real life, but I think it's showing up as just a normal orange in the camera. But in as I am looking at it, it's almost a bit neon-y because it's a little bit brighter, but really, really pretty shade. Also definitely decently pigmented, especially for an orange. Oranges a lot of times will just kind of blend right into my skin if they're not pigmented enough, and so this one's definitely pigmented enough. All right, and we're gonna do a circle because I want to save the best shade for last. So next up is gonna be the matte black shade Eclipse. Wow, that is pigmented, jeez. Yeah, that is a really nice matte black shade. Very nice, very pigmented. So I definitely think we're gonna use that for the outer corner, but we're gonna have to be cautious because if it's that pigmented, then I'm gonna have to be lighter handed, and we know that I'm not always great at being light handed. Then we have a matte red shade Penumbra. Also very, very nice, super rich red shade. I mean, as pigmented on the first swatch as this guy was. Really, really nice. I think fits in beautifully. Then we have the iridescent shade Celestial, which looked to me in the pan like it had a little bit of a pink sheen. Yeah, a little bit of some pink sparkle on there. Almost looks like it shifts between pink and like a peachy type shade. So there you can definitely see that pink shimmer. Really, really interesting choice of iridescent. It felt also drier in the pan, but when I swatched it, it turned out really, really nice. And so I'm not too concerned about that. The matte shades, by the way, are super duper soft. Very, very nice, which to me usually means they're gonna blend nicely. All right, then we have the last matte shade, which is a really pretty blue. This is Selenology. Yeah, very, very nice. Also really nice and pigmented. And then the last shade is going to be that silver foil shade that is Transcendence. And there it is. I mean, look at that. Such a good foil. Really stunning. So this is all of the shades that we have in the palette. Really, really nice. I mean, I'm very excited to use some of these shades. So now we're gonna swatch the Kristen Leigh shades, and then we will come back and do the whole eye look. All right, so first shade up from Kristen Leigh is gonna be the shade Savvy, which is a really nice lime green. Ooh, yes. Very, very nice. Definitely a bit more of a topper shade with how it's starting off, and it also looks like it has a green into a bit of a pinky peach shift. Not sure if the pink is gonna catch it all in the light, but really, really pretty shade. Definitely would need some building up though. And then because I just want to see the difference between the two green shades that I picked up, I'm gonna swatch the other green next, and that is the shade Potion. Because in the pan, they do look like they are fairly similar, and so I'm just curious to see just how different they are. Okay, already formula is different, and I would immediately say this one has a bit more, yeah, definitely a bit more of a yellow lime green shade, where this is more straight green, and this one is definitely more opaque upon initial swatch. There you can really see the difference in the yellowy tones of the Potion shade. Then we have the orange shade Jack-o'-lantern. That was a good orange shimmer, very nice. Very solidly opaque, and then has some gold sparkle on top. And there you can see that with a little bit of the gold shining on top. Then we have the purple shimmer Sorcery, which also looks like it has a bit of a duo or multi-chrome shift to it. So it starts off purple, but I was also seeing a bit of like pinkish and then almost a bit of blue, and it looks like it's got a black base to it. So you can really see the black base just from this side because you're not really picking up too much color. And then as I start to turn it, you can see some of that purple, a little bit of the blue that's in there, also some pink shimmers. I'm gonna do a second swatch to build it up a little bit more to make it more opaque so we can really see some of those shifts. So there, as I'm bringing it in and it's not quite focused, you can see a bit more of that pink tinge, and then it turns purple, and then with a little bit of a blue kick at the end. But also we can definitely see it is easily buildable to a really nice level of opacity. Then we have the shade Indulge that I think is gonna be similar to the purple shade in that I think it has a deeper base to it and also kicks a little bit between that teal blue, a little bit of green. Ooh, also potentially a little bit of purple almost, but very, very pretty. And definitely it's more so because of sparkles rather than it's mixed into like the initial base for those shifts. And so it's really just dependent on how the light catches it to whether you'll be able to see that or not. Then we have the shade Serpent, which looks a bit like a foil to me. There's that guy. Also has that maroonish brown base to it with the green, like grayish green on top. So you can really see the red base. And then as I turn it, you can see that grayish green top color on there. Also very, very pretty. Then we have the shade Time Loop, which looks like a little bit of a lighter tealish blue. Definitely some gray undertones on there, and also a little bit more sheer, so that would work well as a topper or perhaps as like an inner corner, but definitely more on the silverish side with just a little bit of a kick of light blue in there. Then we have what looks like another silver foil that is the shade Tarnished. So it'll be really interesting to do a comparison of this silver with the silver from the Blood Moon palette to see how they differ. This is a really nice gunmetal silver, definitely nice and opaque. I would say that this one, after swatching it, comes across just like a true metallic, not quite a foil, whereas this one definitely comes across like a foil. So there you can see the difference in the amount of how the light catches it. Where the Blood Moon silver, the light really picks up that shift, which is part of what causes that foil effect to happen. Whereas with just a true metallic, it gives you some shine, but in comparison to a foil will appear a bit more dull. Still very, very nice and opaque. It's just a different version of a formula, but I think that the shades themselves are fairly similar. This one runs a little bit more cool toned silver. This one has just a little bit of a kick of an undertone, a bit deeper, almost more brownish base to it than that one when we're just comparing them. And then the last shade that we have is another iridescent, but this one has definitely a different shift than the pink that we saw with this iridescent, and this is the shade Haunted, and in the pan it looks like it's going to be a nice gold iridescent. Yeah, really nice gold with some lighter speckles in there as well, also a bit more on the sheer side. But yeah, this is a really nice yellow, and then the other one is a really nice pink iridescent. So there's the difference between those two shades. And then this is everything that we have from both. Really, really nice colors. I am excited to create a look with all of this. So I think what I'm wanting to do, because one of my favorite things for the holidays, for Halloween time, is I love the combination of the greens, purples, and oranges. So I think we are going to do a look that kind of combines all of that stuff. So I think based on the colors that I have available, we should be able to use 4 shades from both brands, so we get a good mix of all of them. So I think what we'll definitely use Eclipse, and we're going to use the orange shade Saros, and we're going to use Node, that really nice purple, and then we're going to use Transcendence, the silver shade, and then in the Kristen Leigh ones we're going to end up using, I think, this more lime green, the orange, the purple, and then I think to help deepen up the back portion I might also use a little bit of this guy. And so that is how we are going to do. I'm also getting into the theme of the holidays with this mirror, and my hope is that it's also not going to blind you guys as much as my previous mirror used to. So we'll see. I'm going to start off with Eclipse, which is the black shade in the outer corner, and I literally barely dabbed anything on the brush, and I am going to try to be very cautious about applying it so that way we're not having it get everywhere. All right, and I don't care that it's a little bit messy because we are going to end up blending out a lot of that. And I'm gonna pull it down on the under eye ever so slightly. I'm not going far with that at all. Okay, so now that we have the general shape in the outer corner, we are going to start applying the other shades. And so I think I want to we're going to start with purple on the upper eye. And I think we're going to go into Node for that first. Okay, I am liking how that layered on there because it's giving it just ever so slight a tinge of purple without getting too light, because since this is definitely a brighter purple shade, if it was just on its own, it would end up being significantly lighter. So you can see as I pull it forward, it gets definitely significantly lighter of a purple. And so we're gonna try and keep that nice and dark until we blend it into the green. And then for the under eye, we will take this deeper purple that has more of the shimmer on it, and we are gonna blend that in. Just ever so slight, a little bit of fallout with that shade. But so far, none of the shades in the Wenzdae Cosmetics palette have given me any fallout whatsoever. I don't think you guys are ready for how we're gonna finish that under eye. It's gonna look good. All right, so next up is gonna be green. And so for that, we are gonna go into that limey green. And we're gonna see how this blends, because this could go horribly wrong or it could go horribly right. Who really knows? It is very sheer, so I think I am gonna dip into that other green first to give a little, oh yeah, that is the correct shade of green that we are wanting. Okay, now the question is how to blend that together, because really right now it is distinctly two different colors that we are working with. Okay, I think that's an interesting look for sure, but I love the color combination. I think it's super fun so far. But we're definitely gonna do the same thing, that we're gonna use that darker green first of the two metallics, and then we'll go into that lime afterward to blend it out. Oh yeah, I think this looks really cool. I'm really liking this. And then for the under eye, for right now, we're going to leave it because we're gonna wait until the very end to do the last of it. So next we're gonna go into the matte orange shade for the inner third. And so we'll start off with that, and then we will layer it with the orange metallic. So again, lightly going in because I know how pigmented they are. Oh wow. So pigmented, oh my god. Okay. Now into the metallic. I love it. I don't even care if it's not blended. These are awesome. I think if it was like in hindsight, I probably should have put the orange second and then done the green, but I don't care. And now for the best part, we're gonna go into that silver foil. Actually, I wonder if we should do the silver metallic first and then put the foil on top to like build up maximum opacity, and that's gonna be for the under eye and also coming into the inner corner. So I think that's how we're gonna do it. We'll start off with the metallic from Kristen Leigh and just lightly stamp that on. Blend it into the purple. Yes, this was everything I was hoping it was gonna be. Okay, here we go, foil. And for that, I think I'm gonna change my brush. Start off in the inner corner and then pull, oh wow. You know what? I kind of wonder if I just want to keep that in the inner corner. It's just a stupid amount of color. Oh man, no, we're gonna do the whole thing. We're doing it. Okay, so we have all of the colors applied, so now all I need to do is tightline and throw mascara on, and we will have the final look. But this is everything that I was hoping that it would be. So I'm already thrilled. I love this color combination. It is so fun. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see how it looks at the end. All right, 2 seconds and I'll be back. All right, and so we are back with the final look. So I'm gonna come in close to show you guys absolutely everything. I love it. This is like all of my Halloween dreams, all of the colors coming together. Oh my goodness, I think it looks awesome. The foil underneath gives it like Frankenstein-y vibes, and just, oh, I love it. It's such a fun look. I would love to know what you guys think. Do you like the color combo? I mean, my initial thoughts on both brands is like the matte shades in this thing are redonkulously pigmented. The foil shade is so freaking good. The purple metallic-y satin shade was super duper pigmented, layered on top of the eclipse shade really, really nicely. And so I have no complaints whatsoever on the Wenzdae Cosmetics Blood Moon palette. I think it is so, so good. Definitely worth it. I know that they are currently doing a giveaway for Wenzdae Cosmetics. If you are wanting to get this, go check out Wenzdae Cosmetics Instagram, because I believe it's a giveaway combining Wenzdae Cosmetics with Gorman Girls. So definitely go check them out, and I will link the Instagram for Wenzdae Cosmetics down below so you can see all of the details on the giveaway if you are wanting to get the Blood Moon palette. And I think for the Kristen Leigh colors, also really, really nice, super duper pigmented, just some of the best shimmers. Like, these are super duper bright colors. They applied to the lid beautifully, layered with the matte shades from the Blood Moon palette really, really nicely. So I think it's awesome. I love all of it, but let me know what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you did not. Let me know either way, as we always do. And if you made it to the end of the video and you have not yet subscribed, I think you should subscribe. We do a whole lot of indie brands, a whole lot of colorful makeup here. I'm just trying to share with you guys as much as I can about all of the new indie brand makeup out there, all of the different kinds of formulas that you might come across. And so if that sounds like fun to you, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, all that awesome stuff. And other than that, you guys just go have a good one.